honeys, I've collected 5 of the Aikatsu 10th anniversary albums plus the Starway to the Future album, and we're going to rank all of their songs together. This video covers songs from Soleil, Luminous, Power Power Purin, TriStar, and Vanilla Chili Pepper. Enjoy! 62. Magic Smile. My opinions on music aren't nearly as developed as they are on visual art and animation, but I at least know what I like. And what I don't like. Kaide's vocal tone in this song, for example. I'm not here to criticize anyone's performance, but this song sounds flat to me. It's just a little uncomfortable to listen to because the notes sound strained. 61. Tartatin. Vocal tone is also an issue for Tartatin in my opinion. I tend to favor deeper, huskier vocals over high, clear ones, so Sumire's voice isn't as satisfying as it could be if her tone was more varied. The structure of the song feels a bit slow and meandering too. 60. Love Riot. Love Riot starts off strong, but ironically I do not love the chorus. The music production is great, but I think they need more power in the vocals to get the contrast I'm looking for. I can't tell if it's the lyrics that would need adjustment or their delivery. 59. Powapuri Power. Powapuri Power is perfectly in character, it's just not for me. They've done a great job with the youthful concept and the style though. It's just a little too simple and repetitive for me to fully enjoy it. 58. Enchanted Party, Mizuki and Kaide version. Excuse my lack of music genre knowledge, is this soft rock? Whatever it is, I don't think I get it. The disjointed pace seems intentional, and the dramatic vocal delivery sounds intentional too, but when you can't understand the lyrics and all you have are the pure musical elements, a more consistent rhythm to latch onto would be very helpful. 57. Pretty Pretty, Luminous version. I heard someone say that Pretty Pretty was a fashion check knockoff, and I kind of see it. I do have ruined my heart for frilly girly tracks like this, but I think it takes some more nostalgia for me to appreciate it more. I really have to channel my inner child to get into how straightforward it is thematically. 56. Hello Hello. There are parts of Hello Hello that I really like. Hineki's vocals are too cutesy for me at times, but the melody of the chorus and electronic sounds are enjoyable. It's a good background track that I wouldn't usually listen to that closely. 55. Starry Sky Floor. Starry Sky Floor has a vintage sound to it that could be really nice depending on my mood. I like the vocals and the melodies for the most part, even if the J-pop length instrumental sections drag on a bit too long for my Western pop taste. 54. Excitement Antenna. I appreciate the faster pace of Excitement Antenna. I have a feeling that the jazzy sound is going to wear on me very quickly, but at least it doesn't linger too long on its repetitive sections. This one is being held up by raw energy. Not that much else is memorable for me. 53. Lovely Bomb. Lovely Bomb has a great chorus. It helps catch my attention when the verses start to sound too even-toned. But Juri's vocals are a tiny bit strained to my ear, which hinders the impact of the high notes. The song is a little bit unsatisfying because of that. 52. Passion Flower, Juri version. Juri's vocals in Passion Flower sound much more comfortable. I'm not as into the heavy Spanish influences from a musical perspective, but the variation in the rhythm is nice. I think you can tell that it was originally composed as a duet, but it's not a big distraction. 51. Sentimental Berry. We're finally unlocking some fuller vocal ranges with Sentimental Berry, and the harmonies feel refreshing compared to the last 11 songs. The pace is a little slow, and the rhythm feels a bit even at times, but there's a good contrast between the vocals and the instrumentation. 50. After Lovely Party. Faster paced songs benefit a lot from this ranking format because when your playlist is over 4 hours long, the energy boost from songs like After Lovely Party is very welcome. For whatever reason, the vocals, especially the harmonies, aren't really doing it for me, but I like the structure of the song. 49. Hello Winter Love, Hineki version. Hello Winter Love has been on my Christmas Idol playlist since I first started watching Aikatsu. In the holiday context, Hineki's sweet vocals feel right at home to me. And because it's a Christmas song, I wouldn't listen to it outside of the holidays. The limited exposure makes its quirks feel special rather than tiring to me. 48. Lovely Party Collection. As an opening theme song, Lovely Party Collection had to be highly polished. The vocals, production, and melodies all sound great. Its only flaw is that it's a little bit repetitive and the jazz sound has indeed started to wear on me. Still fun though. 47, Happiness Equation. I had no idea that Happiness Equation was a winter song. It reminds me of the time right between Christmas and the New Year. I really love the soft, optimistic tone, and although I wouldn't listen to it during most of the year, I put it on my Christmas playlist right away. 6, Travel Ribbon. Big apologies to Travel Ribbon fans, it did not hit for me. I appreciate that it's a highly polished song, but the melodies are a little too disjointed for my taste, and Luminous's vocals can turn me off at times. I like how grand it sounds in the chorus, but the verses lose me. 45, Powapuri Time. I'll admit that I was confused when this song started, but I can defend its ranking. The rhythms and melodies have more consistency, and the overall energy is maintained well in my opinion. It's still a little slow in the instrumental sections, but the vocals being closer to my taste helps make up for that. 44, Kiss of the Alice Blue, Rin and Madoka version. Kiss of the Alice Blue is a great song, but Vanilla Chili Pepper have not shown the kind of vocal power that can back up its intensity. I find most of the enjoyment in this version is remembering how the original version sounded and blending them together in my brain. 43, Hello New World, Madoka version. Let's not get it twisted, I do love Madoka's voice. I think she sounds amazing in Hello New World, but tragically it's another jazzy song and its cute charm is limited by its genre. At least it is when you've been listening to Aikatsu songs for 2 days straight. 42, Friend, Rin and Madoka version. I'd also like to point out that I chose the Rin and Madoka version of Friend over the Ichigo and Ron version. I do like them as singers. The song itself is a bit simplistic, and the youthful friendship theme is another one I'd have to channel my inner child for, but it's a fun listen. 41, Adult Mode, Akari and Sumire version. I've always struggled to relate to adult mode because the concept is a child looking forward to growing up. I was in college when I first watched Aikatsu, so that ship had sailed for me already. It's a nice song though, and the Akari and Sumire version has really good vocals. They lean into the huskier tone well. 40, Queen of Roses. My opinion's pretty split on Queen of Roses. I like the more dramatic sections a lot, but there are so many twists and turns in the instrumentation that I feel like I'm listening to several different songs cut together, and that makes it a little difficult to listen to. 39, Hiyari Hitori Kirari, Vanilla Chili Pepper version. Hiyari Hitori Kirari is another powerful song that loses its edge in the Vanilla Chili Pepper version. I do love this song and these singers, but they are not the right fit for each other in my opinion. My nostalgia for the original version has definitely taken a hit. 38, Lucky Train. My thoughts from my opening and ending ranking still apply to Lucky Train. It's loud, it's bright, and it can get a little repetitive. The melody of the chorus is good, I'm just hearing the word train a few too many times. But the extended version of the song does help with that since there's a lot of extra variation in the pacing that gives it a much needed boost. 37, Choo Choo Rainbow. The bounciness of Choo Choo Rainbow helps me immediately get on board with the cuter tone. Otome has a great range in her vocals, even though they're on the sweeter side. Even when there are slower sections that drag a bit, the personality that comes through her performance manages to keep me interested. 36, Chocolate Showtime. Chocolate Showtime is getting us into the easy, forgettable listening part of the ranking. It's a nice song, and nothing about it really bothers me, but the even pacing and lack of musical contrast makes it really difficult to remember anything about it. I'm listening to it as I write the script, and I couldn't tell you what the chorus is. 35, Starheart. Starheart's chorus is a little more memorable and I like its fast pace, but the rest of the song has the same even pacing and lack of contrast that loses my attention. I really like the vocals and I don't dislike the overall composition, but it's definitely a background track for me. 34, Stranger Alien, Aoi version. To Stranger Alien's credit, its feature in the anime makes it more memorable. It's a cute listen, but not something I'd usually put on unless I was specifically in the mood for a soft and whimsical vibe. The simpler structure and instrumentation work for the lyrics and concept though. 33, Thrilling Dream, Ron version. When I listen to Thrilling Dream, I know I like it, but I always forget what it sounds like as soon as it ends. Most of the appeal is in Ron's vocals. I really love her tone. Her style actually fits the jazziness of the instrumentation, which helps me enjoy it more than usual. 32, Lonely Gravity, Mizuki and Eureka version. Lonely Gravity has some nice melodies and harmonies between Mizuki and Eureka. They contribute a lot of power that helps carry sections that might sound a little too evenly paced. I might be able to remember this one with some more repetition, but for now it doesn't stand out that much to me. 31. My Showtime. I know that My Showtime is Rin's solo song and was featured in the anime, and I do like it, but I mostly remember it by recalling the choreography rather than the song itself. And weirdly, the chorus is the part I struggle to remember the most. Maybe I'm just expecting a more electronic sound than we end up getting in the instrumentation. 30. Smiling Suncatcher, Akari and Hinaki version. Finally, a song I can fully remember. I like Smiling Suncatcher's rhythm and composition, but I have to admit that the lyrics feel a bit awkward, especially in the chorus. Some of Hinaki's vocals in this version also sound a little strained in my opinion. Still enjoyable, there's just room for improvement. 29. Shiners. Shiners reminds me of Thrilling Dream with less jazz, which is an improvement in this case. The pacing never feels too even, and the vocals carry a lot of emotion. I prefer the more electronic sound and the sections where the singers overlap as if they are battling with each other. 28. Blooming Blooming. Blooming Blooming is very catchy. I've been missing the strong hooks of more pop-oriented songs, and there are plenty of little melodies and ad-libs to latch onto here. I do remember Akari's version better, but Sakura's has its own charm. 27. Happiness on the Same Earth. Happiness on the Same Earth is the first ballad on the list. Although I do love faster-paced songs, I also really like the commitment to a slow pace and beautiful vocal performances. I just don't tend to like the middle ground between those two styles. Even though this song isn't as memorable to me, it's still a gorgeous piece of music. 26. Happy Crescendo. It's interesting to hear the Powapuri version of Happy Crescendo because it gives the song a really fresh feel. I've heard the original versions a few too many times, but the new vocals help me appreciate it more. It's a really fun song with a great structure and a nice vocal range. 25. Growing for a Dream. Growing for a Dream practically smacks you in the face with pure energy from the start, which is very impactful. I don't remember the song from the title alone, but it has this 2010 style to it that's very nostalgic once it starts playing. 24. Chica Chica. Chica Chica welcomes us into my genuinely very enjoyable category. I think it has a great rhythm, and the piratey Spanish influences in the chorus are super fun. The instrumentation has a lot of contrast, and Vanilla Chili Pepper's vocals fit right in with the lighter style without the song feeling too soft overall. 23. Cosmic Stranger. If the amazing intro of Cosmic Stranger doesn't catch your attention, surely you must be hooked by Johnny's unhinged rap feature. I love the high energy vocals, high contrast instrumentation, and unexpected comedy added by Johnny. The electronic style is once again hitting just right. 22. Rainbow Colored Encore. I love the rhythm of Rainbow Colored Encore. It's accented by the vocal performances really well. It keeps up its high energy for most of the song, and that makes the slower sections a nice resting point rather than a drag on the pacing. 21. Love Like Caramelized Powapuri version. I hope I've shown that I do enjoy cuter, slower songs as well as the faster, cooler ones. Love Like Caramelized is very satisfying for me. It's perfectly covered by Powapuri. The chorus is punchy without overwhelming the softer style of the rest of the song. I love how happy it sounds. 20. Tutu Ballerina, Eureka and Kaide version. One of Tutu Ballerina's strengths is its ability to showcase a full vocal range from deeper tones to high notes. I don't think we fully explore those ranges in the Eureka and Kaide version, but the structure of the song still works very well. It sits more on the power ballad side of the genre spectrum, which I like, but I might have ranked the original version higher. 19. Shining Line. As an opening theme song, Shining Line is very polished and catchy. It has some sections that sound a bit slow to me, but there's plenty of contrast in the vocals and instrumentation that keep it interesting. I might have ranked it lower if I had less nostalgia for it. 18. Signalize. Nostalgia also plays a big role in my affection for Signalize. I do enjoy the ethereal fashion runway concept of the song, and the chorus is very charming, but the pacing is a bit more even than I usually prefer. Still, I always enjoy listening to it, and I'm glad it has such a strong legacy in the franchise. 17. Love Game, Aoi and Ron version. Love Game takes the battling vocalist concept I liked in Shiners and makes it the star of the show. The vocals themselves are great, but the way they play off each other creates a very fun structure. This is the first song on the list I describe as dynamic. 16. Moonlight Destiny. I love Moonlight Destiny, but it is 6.5 minutes long. I know J-pop favors longer song lengths in general, so I've avoided commenting on runtime up until now, but I really lose focus around the 4-minute mark. It's a beautiful ballad, and Mizuki sounds amazing here, but I would not listen to it unless I specifically needed to zone out for an extended period of time. I still gave it full credit for how musically complex it is. 15. Wake Up My Music Ichigo and Aoi version. Wake Up My Music is a classic, and the Ichigo and Aoi version is so cute. It has a strong rhythm, delicate vocals, memorable hooks, and a very sweet theme. It has just the right balance in its intensity that is both an easy listen and very energizing to me. 14. Trap of Love Ron version. Ron's voice is on full display in Trap of Love in my opinion. The deeper, more sultry tone is a style I really like, and the structure of the song plays into it very well. I like the musical flourishes it uses to accent the chorus, and the funkier electronic instrumentation reminds me of 2000s Western pop. It's nostalgic on multiple levels because of that style. 13. Sunny Day Little Sunday. I really enjoy the way Sunny Day Little Sunday builds up into its chorus. Its energy flows really nicely, and the music has a really fun call and response effect with the lyrics. All of the elements are cohesive enough that I can both recognize and appreciate them, which helps convince me to enjoy the entire song. 12. Sign Go Dream. Sign Go Dream is a dreamier track than I was expecting, but the ethereal quality is executed well. It has a classic soft electronic sound that reminds me of groups like Perfume. As a Perfume fan, this is a style that's grown on me a lot over the years. I don't mind the 6-minute runtime because it's meant to be a more relaxing, trance-like listening experience. 11. Melody of Heart. I think of a completely different set of influences for Melody of Heart though. It's very Hannah Montana Disney Channel friendship song coded. These kinds of songs dominated my childhood, so I'm pre-programmed to enjoy them. The acoustic sound, harmonies, and sweet tone all reach very deep places in my brain. 10. Eternally Flickering Flame Luminous version. Let's recognize that I've chosen the luminous version of Eternally Flickering Flame for a second, and then let's trust that there will be some justice for Eureka very soon. This is one of Aikatsu's most popular songs for a good reason, and I find that Luminous's harmonies in the chorus punch up the intensity really effectively. I even find Hinaki's sweeter vocals to be a great contrast to the dark dramatic tone. 9. Take Me Higher. Take Me Higher is a lot cooler than its choreography would lead you to believe. I'm proud to fully appreciate it in audio form. The vocals are perfect, especially the harmonies. The structure of the song is very satisfying too, since the instrumental sections feel proportional to the choruses and verses. The sleek, dark style is right up my alley. 8. Glass Doll Eureka version. I picked Eureka's version of Glass Doll for this ranking because I do think the original is the best. She achieves the perfect level of emotion in her performance while also playing off the gothic sound of the backing track. I think the music and the vocals achieve the same call and response effect that I enjoy, and the variation between the intense chorus and haunting verses is very fun. 7. Kiripata Shining. My enjoyment of Kiripata Shining comes with a full awareness of everything that's wrong with it, but the melodies are so catchy and the chaotic instrumentation gets my full attention. I grew up in the era of peak noisy party music, so maybe I'm just used to how loud and rhythmic this song is. 6. Light Pink Day Tripper, Sakura and Shion version. Light Pink Day Tripper has more artistic integrity at least. I love the mix of traditional Japanese and modern rock sounds, and the whole song has a great balance in its overall contrast. The structure is a bit straightforward, but that simplicity helps the instruments shine, and I notice them more than I usually would. 5. My Starway. For a song that's too new to evoke nostalgia on its own, it sure does make me feel nostalgic both for the Aikatsu series and my own memories. It's a beautiful track, and the tone is both optimistic and reflective. Every time I hear it, I feel immersed in an incredible amount of love and hope for the future. It's very special to me. 4. Ice Forest. Even separated from its evocative ending sequence, Ice Forest still sounds full of powerful mixed emotions. There's melancholy, gratitude, and a sense of finality. It never fails to make me tear up, and the vocal performances really drive home the meaning of the lyrics. I definitely feel that the music is able to transcend language barriers. 3. Precious Mizuki version. I've talked about Precious in my opening and ending theme ranking, but it can't be understated that Precious is full of love. It's very similar to Ice Forest, but where Ice Forest is about reminiscing on the past, I think Precious is about cherishing the present. That feeling comes through fully for me and is a great reminder that life doesn't stop at your memories. It's another incredibly beautiful ballad that Mizuki is a perfect fit for. 2. Start Dash Sensation, Akari version. Start Dash Sensation is one of the most motivating songs in Aikatsu's discography. It's absolutely thrumming with forward momentum, and Akari's vocals capture that determination perfectly. I do miss the harmonies of the original version, but she does an incredible job at recreating them on her own. Motivation and hope are what draw me to the Aikatsu franchise the most, so this song is a standout for me. 1. Diamond Happy. You may already know that Diamond Happy is my favorite song in the franchise, and that I can't resist singing along to it every time I hear it. The lyrics hold a lot of sentimental meaning to me and remind me of very personal experiences. I adore its optimistic message and acknowledgement of hardship. It's the perfect song to symbolize overcoming negativity and choosing happiness however you can. Let me know your favorite songs in the comments below, and look out for my Happy Rainbow Photokatsu ranking next week. Bye bye!
Let's see Katsu!